Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Chad tells Abby at the Horton house that he has put the kids to bed and is leaving for home. Thomas shows up after he hangs up. Daddy, to whom are you speaking? Mark is on the phone with Abigail on the square. She tells him that she was just asking for directions and that Chad believed the explanation. Mark claims she would be in serious danger if he hadn't. Felicity approaches and shoots a sharp glance at her brother. Mark, who is on the phone in the square, looks at Felicity with a regretful expression. Really, Brady? Gasps Kristen as she scans the screen of her laptop at the pub. Ava approaches her as she regrets that things didn't have to turn out this way since she had his back. I'm positive you didn't have mine. Kristen finds it hard to accept that Gabi's ultimatum caused her to fire her. I truly meant it when I said I'm sorry. Ava isn't satisfied. Since she is unemployed, Gabi will most likely pursue her. Kristen says she ought to have considered it before having slept with Stefan. At her apartment, Connie sees a text message from Kristen. Melinda, how are you doing? You're needed, I promise. Melinda awakens in the bedroom to see her wrists bound to a bed. She notices Lee's cardboard figure smiling at her as she tries. She snipes. What the hell are you looking at? Connie places a vase filled with pink flowers on a serving dish. Connie offers a dish of food to a screaming Melinda after texting Kristen back. Melinda declines Connie's offer of food when she informs her that the room has been soundproofed. Connie observes that Lee's request is the sole reason she continued to care for Melinda. Melinda spits, saying, You psycho, Lee is dead. Connie holds Melinda, Gabi, and Stefan accountable for their treatment of him, saying it caused him to become distant from her. She has already ruined Gabi's marriage as retaliation. When she's done, Gabi won't have anything left. Stefan discovers Gabi dividing the room with duct tape at the Dimmer estate. She declares, This is mine, and that's your half. She has to maintain the house as her official abode if she wants to be paid what he's worth. But she doesn't want him anywhere close to her. Additionally, make sure she stays on your half if he brings his girlfriend home. She walks out to split up the remaining furniture. As EJ walks in, he remarks glibly on Gabi's redecorating. Stefan holds his brother responsible for her refusal to move out. She's now resolved to get all he has to offer, even the home. EJ notes that the home is half his, so if his sweetheart decides to try it, she's going to have an unpleasant awakening. They exchange jabs, with EJ taking aim at Stefan for, of all people, having slept with Ava. EJ is told by Stefan to keep her out of it. EJ informs Stefan sternly that Ava almost murdered his mother. Then he laughs and wishes him luck. He will need it. Felicity queries who is in big trouble as Mark ends his conversation to Abigail. Aaron, according to Mark, was lying to him about Lacrosse camp. Does he really need to punish him? She wonders. He replies that since their parents requested it, they all have restrictions to abide by. Felicity queries who disciplined him for lying. When she catches him in a joke, he jokes that she can ask. Felicity wishes the accident had not claimed their parents' lives. Mark says he won't be leaving, but he does too. Mark stares off thoughtfully as they embrace. While fighting at the pub, Kristen receives a text from Melinda stating that she needs a break. Kristen responds to her furious SMS. In response, Connie says, I don't want to take orders from the woman who killed her daughter, in character as Melinda. She is free to reject her employment. Since they worked through all of that before Kristen hired Melinda, she's perplexed. Melinda has always prioritized the business, particularly when it comes to. So Ava is equally taken aback. She cuts off quickly and returns to Melinda informing her that Connie is a phony. Kristen queries what she's talking about. Ava smiles. She is no longer employed by Dimura, and that is their issue. Melinda attempts to appeal to Connie's compassion in the bedroom. She is abandoned by a condescending Connie and given a cardboard lay. Melinda, who is strapped to a headboard, gives Connie a terrified look as she sits on the bed. Gabi visits Abigail's chamber at the mansion to make her introduction. She also describes the duct tape that is used throughout the house. I'm sorry to learn about her marriage issues, Abigail. Gabi outlines their path from friends to adversaries to rivals, and I was surprised to hear that. Was it because I had slept with your husband? Abigail queries. Gabi disputes this. That was before to her and Stefan's relationship. But Abigail also had DID. She was unable to agree since Stefan had slept with her alter ego. Gabi claims that it was technically rape and asks whether she may use it as evidence in her divorce. Before Gabi moves forward with her plans to divide up the home, they decide that they could both use as many rivals as possible. Chad informs Thomas at the Horton house that he had a conversation with a coworker. When Thomas notices something is off, he begs his father to be honest with him. Chad says he's letting an old acquaintance stay at Uncle EJ and Uncle Stefan's place since she was in an accident. Given that she doesn't know his relatives well, he will also be staying there. Thomas wants to know when he will return permanently. Although Chad is unsure, he assures that he and Charlotte are missed far more than Thomas is. Very soon, their whole family will live under one roof. Chad relates the chat he had with Thomas when he visits Abigail's chamber at the mansion. He is unsure of how long he can deceive him. She begs him to give it more time, saying, "You're not going to tell him I'm alive, are you?" Chad wants to stop making up an excuse for his nightly presence with his children. She argues that moving out is the answer in such case. Gabi lets Connie in the entrance door downstairs. She is carrying a paperwork related to Gabi's morning meeting. Gabi almost forgot about it owing to her planning against Stefan. Connie says Gabi ought to cheat too, as Stefan did. Gabi listens in on EJ's suggestion that Stefan has emotions for Ava via the living room doorway after Connie has left. Stefan thinks that's absurd. Any enemy of Ava's is a friend of mine, which means Gabi is my new BFF. EJ announces in any case. Gabi smirks in the doorway, picturing Connie asking her to go sleep with someone else. As Ava leaves the pub, she sees Connie, who she takes to mean that she's been fired. When Connie shows bewilderment, Ava remembers that Melinda was en route to give Connie the axe when she was last seen. Connie blubbers. As she strives to break away from her limitations, Melinda converses one way with Cardboard Lee in the flat. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.